Today I'm going to tell you a story. Me and my younger cousin were playing Lego this past weekend, and I realized what makes Lego so fun and satisfying are the same aspects leaders need to know in times of change. The first lesson I learned is start with what success looks like. When you buy a box of Lego, you see what the final product will look like right on the box. There's no mention of how many pieces, how many steps, or how difficult it'll be to get to that final destination. You've already fallen in love with the end product before you've even started. This is the approach leaders need to take when trying to enlist others into a project. You have to help them envision the future. Paint the picture so they are determined and motivated to get to that final destination. Similarly to a crew without a map, they aren't motivated to get to a destination.
Where is my red piece? Seriously, where is my red block? I need a red piece for this spot right here. The instructions clearly state I need a red block for this 4N square here.
Why don't you try a blue block?
A blue block? But what good's a blue block gonna do? Like, it's the same size and shape, but the color is just all wrong. You know what? I guess this is kind of like a leadership lesson learned. Leaders must be prepared to have interchangeable parts. You know, you need to be prepared for people being late, submissions being due on a different date, and other stuff like that. Leaders must be flexible at all times during the process. Look at these instructions. These instructions are just terrible. What good are they going to do? They're just showing me simply a picture of what the end result should be. They're not giving me any room for maneuverability or anything else. Leaders need to have room to be flexible and ignore instructions to an extent.
You know what? Working on a Lego project on your own is great, but working and sharing your experience with others, that's better.
Totally agree.
Yeah. So remember, human beings are social animals. That means that we need to connect with each other, and when social connections are strong, and this led to more connectivity, success, and happiness. In other words, you should to encourage team spirit. From having a team spirit, you will take an emulation and improvement. Each individual brings different strengths, allowing to go faster, further, and freer. I've got 3 words for you. Invest in fun. Most people agree that without pleasure and enjoyment they experience in a team, they would not be able to sustain the level of intensity and hard work required to do their personal best. Having fun sustains productivity and creativity.
Lesson number 5. The quality of the final product relies on the input of imagination. When building something from Lego, you have a huge number of set-specific pieces. Many people feel this limits the opportunity to build different models and to make modifications or improvements. Thanks to the imagination, you can always think of a new project to build. This model could be better than the previous ones, including new components, new concepts, and overall, a new look. Leaders must challenge the process. They are pioneers and they need to venture out in order to introduce a change from the status quo. Leaders have to take risks and create a climate for experimentation in order to constantly generate small wins. This will allow them to learn from experience, so that people can develop their imagination. By expressing enthusiasm, leaders will ignite the passion in others.
So just remember, next time you're doing a daily activity such as playing Lego or even just hanging with your friends, you can always find little leadership lessons learned. So whether that means throwing the instructions, inviting more people over, or even trying new pieces, there's always a different solution, or there's always a different way of looking at things.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling.